Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's video we're going to be making two really gorgeous autumnal cards using these stamp sets from Rubber Dance. I've got the Autumn Leaves stamp set and then I've got the A to Z stamp set, which is a great alphabet stamp set. I love the fact that you've got two different fonts and you can really mix and match them, and the Autumn Leaves are absolutely gorgeous. They stamp so beautifully, so I think you're going to really enjoy today's tutorial. I'm going to be making two ink blended backgrounds and we're going to be using Distress Oxides for this. And so for the first ink blend, I'm using Evergreen, Bough, Ripe Persimmon and Dried Marigold. And I'm just going to use my blending brushes to get good coverage on this card panel. I've already cut my card panels down to size, so both of them measure 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And I'm just going to use my blending brushes to get a lovely smooth blend down the panel. The card that I'm using today is the Craft Stash Creative Craft Products Smooth White Cardstock. This is the US size card that I purchased and I absolutely love it. It's really good for stamping on and it's so smooth, it makes it really easy to ink blend. So if you're looking for a new cardstock and maybe you're struggling with ink blending or stamping and heat embossing, then definitely give it a try. I really love it. I think it's brilliant. It doesn't take very well to water, so I definitely wouldn't recommend it for any heavy water-based techniques, but it's perfect for all of these other craft techniques that we like to use. So for the second panel, I'm going to do an ink blend of Unchartered Mariner, Seedless Preserves and Saltwater Taffy. And this blend is absolutely gorgeous. It's not one that I've tried before, but when the Uncharted Mariner blends with the Seedless Preserves, you get a really lovely deep purple overlap. So yeah, that was a nice surprise, and I just thought the blend looked really, really nice. So again, I'm just going to quickly blend this out with my blending brushes, and I have sped this up because it does take a while to get a good blend. And I'm not after perfection today because we are going to be stamping over the top of it, but I don't want any harsh lines and I do want it to be as smooth as possible. And remember, when you ink blending, sometimes you just got to wait for it to dry just for those inks to seep into the card so that you get a lovely smooth finish. And you can see the one we've done earlier is nearly dry now, and then the second one on the left. So I'm going to pop those aside to dry for a little bit longer before we go ahead and do any heat embossing. I am going to add a little bit of texture to the background, but we'll come back to that in a moment. And while they're drying, I'm just going to stamp my sentiments. So I'm going to use the A to Z stamp set from Rubber Dance. And as I said earlier, I love the fact that you've got two different fonts here. And they're really fun, really quirky. And so because of that, you don't need to worry about your sentiments being straight. Sometimes with alphabet stamps, it can be really frustrating if you're trying to get them nice and straight. And obviously a stamping platform really helps with that. But sometimes you just want to be able to stamp and go. And I love this font for that. So I'm going to stamp a mixture of the fonts and stamp them with some Wow embossing ink on black card. I've gone ahead and used my antiseptic powder bag, as you just saw, and then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp the letters down. So they're not going to be perfectly even, and I'm deliberately trying to overlap some of the letters just so that you get that really kind of mixed media or grungy, vintagey vibe. So the first word that I've stamped says thanks, and then the second word that I'm going to stamp says hello, and I am going to do one at a time. So I'm just going to grab my white embossing powder. This is the Superfine white embossing powder from Wow. I highly recommend the Superfine powders when you're heat embossing sentiments, just because it captures all that detail. And obviously with some of the letters, you've got that lovely fine line detail. So having a Superfine embossing powder ensures that you get a really crisp finish. So I'm just making sure that my heat tool's nice and ready, and then I'm going to go ahead and heat set it from underneath. Heat setting from underneath until the powder's grabbed just ensures that no bits kind of go where you don't want them to, because you can end up blowing them off. So it is a good idea to heat emboss from underneath, and you definitely get a smoother heat embossed result when you do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat this process for the next sentiment. I've just held the black card down with my magnets just because there was a little bit of warping from the heat embossing. So I just wanted to be able to make sure that I could stamp nice and clearly. And then again, I've just added the white Superfine powder, and I'm just going to heat set that as well. We can then go ahead and trim them down, ready for our cards when they're finished. And to do that, I'm just using my mini Tim Holtz trimmer, which I really love. I did debate buying this just because I've got two trimmers. I've got the larger one and the medium one. But yeah, it's really handy for just trimming down those sentiments, and it's easy to keep on your desk. So to add a little bit of background interest, I'm going to use this text stamp from Mix It Up 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly mist my stamp with water away from the card panel. Because as I said, this card doesn't take well to water, so I don't want to do any kind of spritzing over the cardstock. But I'm just going to spritz that stamp to the right of me, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp it onto the card. And so what that's going to do, because the Distress Oxides are water reactive, the water on the stamp reacts with the inks, and then it kind of lifts some of the colour, so you get a really subtle background effect. And I think this is such a fun way of getting a little bit of text on the background without adding anything else to the card. Of course, you could do some tone-on-tone stamping if you wanted to, so you could use the same Distress Oxides to stamp with. But just look at that, you can just see very subtly you've got that lovely little bit of interest in the background. Now, another way you can get the same effect is using stencils. So I've got the Marks 2 stencil, and I'm going to lightly spritz through this stencil with my mister. Ever so lightly, I'm making sure that I don't get lots of water, and then I'm dabbing it straight off using a cloth. And then when you remove the stencil, you can see it's lifted some of that ink, and you're left with a really lovely subtle background effect as well. So I've popped those aside to dry, and then I'm bringing them back in now so that you can see me using the antiseptic powder bag over the panels. You really want to make sure they're dry completely before you try and do any heat embossing on them. Otherwise, the heat embossing powder is going to stick to the ink or the watermarks. So yeah, just make sure they're nice and dry. It doesn't take too long. I left them aside probably for about half an hour. And then I'm coming in with my Wow embossing ink and using these autumn leaves stamps. So you can just about see the watermark there on the camera where I'm stamping the leaves. So obviously in real life, it's a little bit easier to see where I've stamped the images. And I'm stamping a variety of the different leaves from the stamp set. And then this is just going to create a really beautiful background. So now all the stamping's done, I'm just going to pop it on a piece of white copy paper, and I'm going to use the Wow Metallic Rich Gold Superfine Embossing Powder. And I'm just going to cover all of that panel with that embossing powder, and you can see it's captured the detail of the leaves beautifully. I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the second panel now. I'm going to do all the stamping. And then I can add the embossing powder, and then we can heat set the two together. So once you've added the embossing powder, you don't have to rush then to heat set it. But obviously when you stamp with the embossing ink, you don't want that to dry before you go ahead and add the embossing powder. So it is just going to allow me to heat set both of these panels together. And I'm doing the same again here. I'm stamping a variety of the different leaves all down that panel. And again, you can see the embossing ink there showing up on the camera. So you can see where you're stamping. And of course, if you wanted to, you could line all these leaf stamps up on your stamping platform and then go ahead and stamp them all in one go, but I find it easier just to use my acrylic blocks. So I'm just going to bring in my stamp chamois now. I did show this as a recent purchase, but I am making more of an effort to keep my stamps clean, so I am using the Gina Tidy Towel, and I'm really enjoying using it. It's definitely making my life a little bit easier, and it stops my stamps getting covered in little bits and embossing powder bits and fluff and yeah, all that kind of stuff that you get on a stamps. So I'm just heat setting these now from underneath again, because I don't want to allow the powder to blow around on the top of the card, and I want to get a really smooth finish. And I love watching the embossing powder melt. I think it's just, yeah, it's just really mesmerising to see it all melt into the card, and then you've got that beautiful shiny finish. So yeah, really, really pretty, an easy way of creating backgrounds. And I just think that looks stunning. It is so shiny. The embossing powder's melted really beautifully, and it captures all the details of those autumn leaves stamps there. Now, just to finish turning them off into cards, I've got some matte layers of craft cardstock. I'm just using some Barely Arts glue, and I'm going to stick those panels down to that matte layer. So I've cut the craft card to 4 inches by 5 1/4, so that we've got a nice thin border. And then I'm going to stick them down to A2 top folding card blanks that I've made, again using the Craft Stash Creative Craft Products US smooth white cardstock. And that's great because you can get 2 card blanks out of each sheet because you just cut them down the middle. So yeah, you can create top fold or side folding cards, whichever you prefer, from that cardstock as well. So once I've stuck those down, I'm just going to make sure they're nice and straight and flatten them out a little bit, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add my sentiments. And again, I'm just keeping these nice and flat with some liquid glue today, so nothing too complicated. And I just think these cards turned out really nice. I think the ink blend is beautiful and the embossing powder card, it just really shines. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing these cards come together. As always, all the products that I've used will be linked in the description box below. And I'll leave you with some close-up photos now of the finished cards. Please don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more from me. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.